War between military factions in Sudan is putting the production of staple crops this year at risk, farmers in several states have said. And that's threatening to drive the country deeper into hunger and poverty. The conflict between the regular army and the paramilitary rapid support forces has already created a dire situation in terms of food security. In May, the United Nations estimated that the number of people going hungry in Sudan would be 19.1 million by August. That's an increase of almost 3 million from before the conflict, which started in April. But this crisis could deepen. More than a dozen people, including farmers, experts and aid workers, are reporting delays in planting crops such as sorghum and millet.
The preparation of land has been delayed.
Adam Yao, the Food and Agriculture Organization's representative in Sudan, says big commercial farmers, responsible for 50 to 60% of millet and sorghum production, are affected.
Having a lot of problem to have access to fuel, fertilizers, and in a way that they can plant on time. So in those big commercial lands, the farming has been delayed.
Most agricultural areas in Sudan are relatively calm. Many farms are not directly affected by the fighting. But farmers say the delays have been caused in part by a lack of credit from the banks. The conflict has largely centered on Khartoum, where banks were looted and forced to limit their operations. Supply chains centered on the capital have also been widely disrupted. Those who have been able to acquire financing report steep price hikes for key inputs such as fertilizers, seeds, and fuel. Eyewitnesses have also reported some warehouses storing fertilizers, seeds, and pesticides being plundered. The FAO said last week it had started emergency distribution of sorghum, millet, groundnut, and sesame seeds. It hoped, it said, to navigate complex security and logistical challenges to deliver enough to cover the needs of 13 to 19 million people. But some farmers say they fear it might now be too late to plant. A wide-scale failure to do so could cripple livelihoods. According to the FAO, nearly 65% of the population is engaged in the agricultural sector. Sudan also risks being deprived of the foreign currency needed to import basic commodities. According to central bank figures, cash crops such as sesame and peanuts accounted for $1.6 billion in export revenues in 2022.